yeah, so this is the next one that I got after that. So this night, I actually made a YouTube video of me talking about this one as well. But this one was just a really good skate day. This is like one of the best skate days that I've had in a long time. And this was actually right down the road from my house, literally about 5 minutes that way. They were doing some construction at this building, and this truck happened to be there, parked there exactly like that. And this is probably about midnight or so.
Okay.
And Rhino's the one that shot this.
Cool.
Rhino goes, "Oh, you see that? Let's go look at that. You should tail drop into that." And I was like, whoa, that is really gnarly. But yeah, I'm down to go look at it. And we ended up looking at it. All my friends it was with like Dakota Servold, Jeremy Liabra, and they're all cheering me on, like, you got it, you got it. And so I got up there, tried a couple, just bailed down to my butt, ran out a couple, and Rhino is just down there as well, just like, you got it, you gotta do it. And I don't know, something with Rhino telling you, like, you gotta do it. Like, yeah. He's just so gnarly that when Rhino says you gotta do it, it's like, you turn it on. Sure. The first one that I landed, first one I stuck down, I landed it, and we were rolling away. And that was like a super fun night.
This one was Ben Horton's copy, went to Black Box, so yeah, and then you know this guy?
Rodney Johnson, holy shit, I do.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Wow.
So that's next, right?
Yep, so then this is the next one. Another Skateboard Mag cover. This one was shot by Rodent.
Okay.
And again, this was kind of a joke at first, because what happened was there's this handrail that's at the Arizona Science Center. Nobody's grinded it. So this dude sent me this photo of the spot. The skater from here is like, hey, this is gnarly, you should ollie this. And I was like, I'll ollie this if you grind this rail. And I sent him a photo of this rail. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, like, I'm down. And so, whatever, it kind of just, I went and actually looked at this with my filmer friend, Cody Long.
Right. And
I was kind of like, nah, this is kind of just, this is big, this is a little bit out there. And some months go by, and we ended up needing a last trick for my part.
Push part, right?
Push part, right. Yes. This is part of the push part, the push project.
Right. And so another thing about this covers, this is for this issue 139, they did 8 different covers.
Right.
All the different guys that had push parts.
Yep. And then so this is 2 of 8. And then so whatever, I needed a last trick, we needed a good photo, and let's go look at it. This is me, Rodent, Taylor Bingaman, Ben Rayborn, my other friend James, Cody Long, and we're just like, let's go look at this thing. And we got there, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. Tried it a couple times, and I was like, this thing is freaking big. And I was gonna melon grab it. And kept trying it, and I was like, stuck a couple. I was like, okay, I think I got it. And the one that I ended up landing, for some reason, this hasn't happened before this or ever since this, but I didn't melon grab. And I don't know what it was. I think maybe my shoulders were just centered good over my body or something like that. And that was the one that I landed. And when I landed, my wheel exploded off. I was using these sample wheels that Bones made.
Softer ones?
Softer ones. So I figured out through the years of jumping that softer wheels, not too soft, but a little bit softer wheels help absorb the impact.
Sure.
For sure. Craziest part is this was a melon grab, and it turned into an ollie, and I landed the ollie, like, and then sent it to that dude to go grind the rail. Never grinded the rail.
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't know if you will either. But so shout out to that homie for even sending me this spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we made it happen, and it was funny because I landed it, and we were all like yelling celebration, and the neighbor came out, worried, super worried, like, I heard all this yelling, like, is everything okay? And we're like, oh, it's awesome. We're doing so good. And so yeah, Rodent, we got that cover, and man, that was a good day for sure. That was a super good day. And then, yeah, last but not least,
Bum, bum, bum.
the Lyon set. And I've told this story plenty of times. Yeah, so this is another fold out cover as well, which is, I mean, it's just really cool.
Yeah.
The first cover I had, and possibly the last one I will have, are both fold outs.
Yeah.
I was on a skate trip to South Africa, and I was in South Africa, and we're with this cliche rider. His name is Charles Collette.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly, but he lived in Lyon, and I think me and him just got talking, and he's like, you ever seen the 25 stair there? And I was like, no, I've never seen it in real life. And he's like, you could probably do it. And because on that South Africa trip, I ollied something, not even close to whatever as big as these, but I think it was like a 16 or 17 stair or something, and I was just like skating it. And Charles was the one that was like, yo, you should go here and look at it. And so he got me connected with French Fred.
Yeah.
French Fred is the original dude that filmed
Allie?
Allie Try It. And yeah, so he got me connected with French Fred. And I actually had French Fred go measure the set.
Okay.
And then so he came back with the measurement, and 14 feet, 9 inches high, 22 feet long. And so the tip of my roof is 15 feet on the tippy top, 15 feet. So I eyed out, stood on the top of my roof, and from the wall, I made a line that was 22 feet away. So I stood on the top of my roof, and I looked 22 feet. I was like, okay, this is pretty much what I'm working with right now. And then so that was kind of my gauge to see if I could like do it before having to fly out to Lyon just to go look, you know what I mean? And so I ended up, like, I would jump off my roof like every day, or just a couple times a day, just like get the legs there or whatever. And I was like, let's go look at it. Cause especially on a trip like this, when you gotta pay, you know, a couple grand to go out of the country, you gotta plan the trip, you gotta, you know, do all that. So it would be an expensive thing to just look at. So I really wanted to, definitely when I'm going there, I'm trying it no matter what.
Yeah.
So we set up the mission, and it was, the first mission was me, a filmer, Kevin Burnett, and a photographer, Michael Burnett. And like Kevin Barnett, Michael Burnett, yeah. and so we went there, met up with French Fred. It was literally a day we flew in, a day we tried it, and one day we left. And so the day I tried it like, I think it was 8 times. That's when I broke the board, split in half, tore my MCL. Again, shout out French Fred and his wife, blanking her name right now, but they took care of me, like got my knee good to go, got me just like, I don't know, they took care of me when I was like hurt like that, and then got me to the airport, and I went home, I healed up, and called Mike Burnett back and was like, yeah, I mean, I can go land it. Because when I tried this the first time, I didn't have soft wheels. I did have soft wheels. This is all like, yeah, you can see it's the little tiles. And then same with the top little tiles. And for some reason that first trip, like I didn't have my soft wheels. And I think that's what screwed me up. And so next time I was like, okay, I'm bringing the soft wheels. I got special boards made that had fiberglass strip in them, just so that it wouldn't if the board broke, it wouldn't snap in half. Because that's how you get
tore your
yeah, that's how I tore my MCL, was splitting in half, and you end up doing splits. Okay. And so I went back, and then this time I called like, yeah, we're gonna bring Ali Bilala, and you can bring whoever you want. And I was like, I'm bringing my dad for sure. And then I brought Clint Walker and Clive Dixon, and the filmer Mills as well. Sure. And this other filmer, Jake Johnson, Jake the jeweler from Albuquerque, and he paid his way out there and just come along on an epic trip, and yeah, and so the vibes were right, the hype was real, and then whatever, we went there, and what they don't show in that video is the first time that we tried it, we got kicked out by a security guard. They show that. Yeah. But then we went to the security office, and French Fred, again, bless his heart, sweetest dude, went there with a magazine cover of me, with a sheet printed out that I was in the Tony Hawk video game. I went there with my flight itinerary, my passport, and I was like, look, he's a professional skateboarder, probably the only person in the world that can do this. If he does this, it's going to be a cover of a magazine. Gave the security guards the whole lowdown. And the security guard's like, okay, we'll give him 1 hour. And we'll block off the whole area for him. Okay. So they literally put like barricades around and gave me 1 hour. And so when that happened, it clears your mind. You don't have to think about getting kicked out. You don't have to think about a security guard. You can really just focus on the trick. And then so with that like out of my head, again, that just put more positive energy in the air. Like I was like, all right, we're doing this one today. And so I ended up trying it, stuck it a couple, again, broke my wheel off because I was using just sample wheels that I had. You know what, dude? Possibly the same as one of these ones. Yeah. I think maybe possibly the same as these ones. But either way, I had extra wheels with me, swapped that out, and ended up, I would fall forward every time, and then so I'd adjust myself. And then one of the times I like fell and rode a little bit away, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then next one, I rode like pretty far away and put my hand back. And then that was when I was like, oh, I can do this. And I think in the footage, I'd look up at Mills and I was like, Mills, I can do this. Like, I can do this. And then like 2 more tries later, I landed it. And that was definitely one of the most special tricks in my life for sure.
Outstanding.
Because that one was like, I don't know, when you think about something for a really long time and it's in your head for whatever, a long time, and you think of that moment so much. And then when that moment happens and it's done, it really almost feels like a dream. Like you're like, holy shit, like this is actually happening. And yeah, I fucking cried after I did that. I ain't scared to say it. Yeah. I cried after I landed that. I went to the corner, I cried, and I was like, I'm fucking so happy. Those are all my covers that I've had in my skateboard career.
Fantastic. Well, that definitely covers it. Aaron, thanks for getting together with us.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
We're in town here in Phoenix for Skatercon. It starts tomorrow.
Skatercon
8. Well, cool.